Hi, it's Toxic Foxy. Oh no, my kitty. I was gonna introduce you to Cherry, and then she runs away. She was just on my lap. Give me a second. Don't mind me. I'm in my jammies again. Get over here. Ugh. Say hi to Cherry. Yay! This is my kitty. She's really cute. She's being a nugget. Why are you being a nugget? Okay. Oh, now she's cuddly. Okay, let's say hi. It's my kitty. Ooh. Isn't she cute? She's a weird kitty, you know why? She likes her belly pat, which is really weird for a cat. And you can roughhouse this cat like she's a pit bull. I mean, I love it, but I don't get it. Like, when you pet her and she's purring, her tail, like, profusely wags like crazy. And most of the times with a cat, that's like, no. But she's just a big ball of cuddly fluff. And so she's my favorite. I love my kitty. Okay. So tonight I want to cover, and there she goes. She's kind of a spaz, so whenever she's in my videos, it's going to be this sudden, like, whoosh. Um, so today I would like to cover in my video, I guess, the irony of the whole women's rights thing, because I love how, women, or certain women, I'm not going to mention names, obviously, but they're fighting for women's rights, and then yet they talk to me like, they degrade me, basically, or they insult me, or they disrespect me as a woman. And then I just find it kind of funny. Like, what? So men can't disrespect women or look at them a certain way, but women can disrespect women? Like, I don't understand. And so I was just going to say a few things that have been said to me from women. Both my sexuality and also, the way I live. So here it goes. One thing was, one time I was at a fair, a Renaissance fair, and some random guy walked up to me with a rose. Now, granted, you gotta think about, if any of you have ever been at a Renaissance fair, some of these people are actors. Some of them, even if they're not actors, some of the patrons just, they like to act like they're in the times. And so they'll approach you with a rose. It's not uncommon, and it doesn't mean they want you or something. It's just they're going with it. They're going with the part, and that's, one of the great things about the fair. And this guy came up to me with a rose and told me that I was really, pretty, and that I deserved this rose. And, I was shocked and flattered, and I said thank you, and just to describe my outfit, I was wearing like a black ruffle skirt, and I actually had pirate boots on, and I had a red and black corset on, but I did have what they call a chemise under it. It's kind of like a white off the shoulder blouse thing. So, I was decently covered, and, I'm also not, the type to fall out of my stuff. So, whatever. I was tasteful, in other words. And the person standing next to me, who happened to be somebody I went to the fair with, got very insulted and made this comment like, "Oh, well, of course you get the rose and you get the compliment." And I'm like, okay, it's a Renaissance fair, really. Like, people come up to you all the time at the random, like, and obviously I wasn't doing this on purpose. It just happened. And then she's like, "Whatever, it's because you're dressed like a slut and you look like a slut, that's why." And I'm like, what the heck? Like, so I'm a slut because he thinks I'm attractive. Like, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard of. And obviously it's coming from a place of insecurity and jealousy, but it's totally uncalled for. And I wasn't looking slutty, and I just was offended. I mean, luckily I'm the type of person that I'm pretty confident in myself, and so I don't respond to immature things like that because it's just a waste of time. And I don't want her to know that I'm insulted, but it's just whatever. So that's one example. Another example is, one time a while back, me and my ex had just broken up. I was single for maybe 2 weeks. And me and this girl go and hang out at the mall. And she just happened to get a boyfriend, and that's fine. I'm accepting of that. And she was the type that didn't have a boyfriend for a long, long time. So I was really happy for her. And we're talking and we're hanging out, and she's kind of gushing over the guy, and I'm like, all right, kind of pushing me a little bit because, hey, I just went through a breakup and it was a 4-year relationship, but whatever. So I let her go, and, I'm like, oh, that's nice. And then she goes, well, I'm going to have to torture you now. And I'm like, okay, why? And she says, well, because I'm going to go lingerie shopping at Macy's to wear, sexy underwear for my boyfriend, and you can't go or get anything because you don't have a boyfriend. And I'm like, okay. I'm sure other girls have been through this. You know what I did? I said, like hell I can't. I went to that Macy's, I went to the lingerie section, and I got myself 5 pairs of fancy panties and was like, who said I can't wear these for myself? Because I feel good about me. And, I felt like that was the right response because that's ridiculous. Fancy underwear doesn't just have to be for some guy. It could be for yourself. It could be because, you know what? I've been hitting the gym more and my butt looks good in these panties and I'm proud of myself, and, it just annoys me. I don't feel that you should only be able to buy sexy things because you have a boyfriend. You should be able to buy sexy things because you want to and you feel good about yourself and empowers you. So that's something else that's been said to me. Let me see other insults. Oh, about relationships not working out. So when you get to my age, which I am not going to say, but yeah, I'm at that phase where if you don't have a boyfriend with a kid by now, you're just a loser. It doesn't matter if you're successful in your job. It doesn't matter if you have like 5 college degrees. It doesn't matter if you're making 100K. I'm not, but I'm just, hypothetically speaking. If you don't have a baby and a daddy, you're just like crap. And it's something I'm running into a lot. And it's very just judgmental. And I feel it from women the most. Like, guys are cool with me being me. It's the girls. And it's ridiculous. So, you women out there, if you're in your 20s or your 30s or your 40s, crap. If you're any age and you're single or not married or don't have a kid, that doesn't mean you can't be awesome all by yourself and there. So, yet again, I had a relationship, didn't work out, and I was in the dating field and I was very confused because I was having different guys ask me out, and so, one I liked and this guy I liked, but none of it was very like, this is it, and, I was talking to this girlfriend of mine and, she kind of lucked out. Like, she went from like having no boyfriend or anything to like scoring this like amazing guy or whatever, well, to her standards, and with money and all this stuff. And so I'm telling her about my dating problems, and she just says to me, you should just forget about getting married, like you're better off just like being a polygamist and dating and sleeping with multiple men at once, because it's obvious that you're not really good at picking one person. And I have nothing against polygamists, but however, that is not the lifestyle I choose. And what kind of offended me was that this person knows that's the lifestyle I am not choosing. I am choosing to be in a monogamous relationship and marriage. And she's basically telling me that, because I had a breakup and because I've gone on some dates that have failed, I'm not worthy to get married. It's impossible, and it just really, I want to punch her in the face. And I was kind of shocked because this is somebody that knows me better than anybody. And I'm like, I can't believe you just said that to me. So there. I mean, can I be honest? Women say men treat them like this and that. I'm like, I have gotten more problems from women than men. Men can be a pain, but men can be a pain in the way of, oh, I forgot that we have that on Saturday. I'm like, oh, wow, that's the most of my problems. Like, but this is what I mean about friendships changing and girlfriends changing, because this is not stuff a friend should say to you. It's just not right. Whatever. So, now another thing I get is insults on the way I dress. Like when I dress gothy, which of course it happens at work, because there are rare times, but sometimes, where I can get away with having goth stuff on and heavy makeup. And anytime I do that, there's a comment, and I hate when people refer to it as a phase. Like, oh, my kid went through that phase. Yeah, I'm an adult. It's not a phase anymore. I graduated college 8 years ago. Like, this is not a phase now. This is my life. This is how I like to dress sometimes. So you being like, thank God my kid grew out of that phase is just a slap to my face. You know, fine, but I think people don't understand that being goth doesn't mean you're a Satanist. It's a lifestyle choice. It's not, okay, I worship Satan and I'm a bad person. That's what a goth is. Like, no. So I think it's just people don't understand it all the time. And then the other thing is, one time I was at work, dressed kind of gothy, and this woman next to me, I had just joined the Microsoft team and only been there like a month, and it was a team meeting. And she was asking me, oh, you have an interesting style. What do you do outside of work? So I'm like, I said, well, I perform in Renaissance fairs and I do some singing. I work part-time at a library once a week. I'm like, this is true, I would love to be in an opera metal band, like how Tarja was in Nightwish, type thing. I said, but, it's kind of hard to find people to collaborate with since that's such a specific genre of music. I said, but, that's pretty much it. And she's like, well, that's all really nice, but it really doesn't explain your style. I don't understand why you need to dress like that. Because I want to. Because I like myself when I dress like this. Like, why do I need to have some outside thing that explains why I dress the way I dress? Like, okay, so if I said I worship Satan and, light incense in my apartment, does that mean now I can dress like this and I'm an acceptable goth? Like, I don't understand, whatever. And I guess because I do have a combination of a goth and a metalhead style, so it's like, it's kind of not totally one or the other, and I think it might get confusing to people. But it's like I kind of just took a bunch of different styles and made them my own, like mushed them together. But that's something else I've gotten to that's been very upsetting. I also don't like the idea that if you're attractive, it means you're a slut. I've gotten that a lot. I mean, I look like crap right now, but I don't even think like I'm all that like, ooh, yeah, like I'm a model or something. But I don't know. It's just, I get very stereotypical stuff, and yeah. But anyway, so those are some things that I get that have been kind of hurtful, and I just haven't really told anyone about it because I think, one thing is another hobby that I used to have was like bodybuilding and weightlifting, and because I was so tough and stuff, I think people just think I never get hurt. Like, oh, well, she's tough, so she never gets hurt, or she's independent and does everything herself, so she's a strong woman, she can take it. It's like, that doesn't mean you can insult me and it'd be okay. Like, and most importantly, as you become, as women grow, I feel like other women judge them, like, base success on marriage, base success on how many babies you have. It's a real problem, and I don't understand it because I live in New Jersey. Like, land of the most expensive rent and houses on the planet. Like, next to LA, California. Like, why would you judge me on not, like, oh, I'm not a stay-at-home mom, so I'm a piece of crap. Like, that makes no sense. To live in this state, you need, like, woman and man, or, same-sex partners, whatever, they need to work. They both need to work. Like, there's no, like, I mean, unless you date a millionaire, there's no, like, one can stay home. Just, it's impossible here. Like, I know in other states that's possible because the rent is so low, but in this state, it's not possible. And yet, I get judged because I'm not sitting home all day, every day, changing diapers. And I'm like, well, I need to survive. And, good for you that you could do that and you lucked out and you don't give a crap about providing for your family or your man. But, like, I feel good about myself when I work, and I have my own apartment, so I have to. And, if you can't handle that, then go away. Like, but anyway, I'm done with my rant now. So, alright, have a good night. Bye.